Hello, it's John, scotlandsci-fi.co.uk or scotlandsci-fi.com. You can follow me on Twitter at DVD Blake, friend me on Facebook or all that other social media malevolence. Okay. Part 4, Game of Thrones. Finally gonna finish it off. I didn't do White Walker. Yeah, there's a reason for that. I don't like it. I might do it, but I might do it in my afterthoughts. Yeah, I could do it in my afterthoughts. I did get a bottle, and I'll put it in the freezer first so you can have a look at the effect. Right, anyway, let's get on with this one. So for this one, part 4, we've got Dalwhinnie Winter's Frost and Lagavulin 9-year-old. Yeah. Right, so we're going to start off with Dalwhinnie Winter's Frost, which is Stark's particular bottling. It looks like this. Okay. Sorry, I've just realised my camera's around the other way. Apologies if I tend to look away. I'm not a pro. I'm just me. Special. 43%. Believe this one is around 50 quid. I think this is the 50 quid-ish one. There is the island bottle. And this is Island Dram. Right, so it's Dalwhinnie. I really like Dalwhinnie 15-year-old. Dalwhinnie 15-year-old was one of those ones that I started with when I started on my whiskey journey. And it's a great whiskey. It's really gentle, honey soaked, easy going, but perfectly rewarding, very easy to drink. It's just delicious whiskey, 15-year-old. And then they did the Winter's, not that one. So this is specific to this range, the Winter's Frost. The other winter one, I can't remember the name of. Comment, but subscribe first. Because it really helps if you subscribe and follow and like and thumbs up all this stuff. I can't remember what it's called. Winter's coming. That's what it says on that one, actually. Winter's coming. It is. It's been and gone. Now it's just shit weather. Constantly. Wind and rain. Anyway, so on the nose. This one it's got lots of honey. I feel that that's been a theme of a lot of these whiskies. The 4 of these Game of Thrones whiskies, the theme has been lots of honey. Stop doing that accent. It's been lots of honey. Lots of honey, gentle spice, cinnamon, ginger. It's light, it's fragrant, it's easy to smell, it's totally inoffensive, there's perfume, there's a floral end to this one, and it's just perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay, just okay. It's okay. It's got a bit of nip to it. Oh God, the cat's coming. It's got a bit of nip. It's gone. I looked at me with disgust. Morgan came in. Looked at it. Kind of went, oh no. Anyway, you then. That's it. Be an audience member. Just sit down and watch. Daddy's going mental, talking at a phone. Sorry. Professionalism. I just had a funny idea. I think next video I'm going to record, I'm going to put another camera on the cat just so you can see. I don't know how to do a picture-in-picture, but I'll figure it out because it'll be worth it. Because he's just watching me, just going, "You're crazy. You're insane. Give me food." Anyway, so the whiskey. It's easy to drink. I mean, I'm sipping like crazy, and it's very palatable. There's lots of honey. There's lots of citrusy, fruity juices without being too descriptive. It's kind of just a generic bongo going on. You know, it's nice. It's lovely. And that's the thing. It's nice. It's lovely. It's easy to drink. It's fruit juice. It's like runny honey. It's a little bit of sponge pudding. It's like golden syrups, tinned golden syrup, sponge pudding, if you want to get a little bit too over the top about the tasting notes. I winced then because my knee hurts. It wasn't in reaction to the whiskey. It was like, you could drink this all night. Quite frankly, that's the reality of it. There's a nice, gentle ginger spice running through all the honey and fruit, and it's perfectly drinkable. It's fine. It's good whiskey. But I'm sorry to say, I know people go, "No, it's not shit." But it's not. It's good whiskey. It's just drinkable and enjoyable. So just drink it and enjoy it. Sorry. It's alright. It's fine. It's lovely. Nothing wrong with it at all. Right, let's have a sip of the water to cleanse it. The 43% definitely adds a little bit of extra. I think there's I think if that was at 40%, I think it would be too close to water. That's wrong, but too thin in the flavour. And as it stands, it's got some gumph, and it's just damn, it's nice. It's actually that was one that has surprised me because I was expecting extremely little from it, and actually, you know what, I could drink that until I fall over. I wouldn't, because responsible drinking and all that, but it's one that you could do that with. You could lose yourself in that particular dram. Not in a metaphysical or ethereal way, just in a kind of like, yeah, it's nice. Right. Next. Lagavulin 9-year-old. Now this is probably the one that everyone kind of looked forward to the most in conjunction with the Klein Leash, I think. House Lannister! Yeah, drink and know things. That isn't his voice. He's more posh, isn't he? He's got money. Whores and what have you. Sorry. Lagavulin, 9-year-old, 46%. It was the 8-year-old that was 48%. This is at 46% ABV. I would hope, but presume, because it's not written anywhere, that it's non-chill filtered and all that, because it's 46. I think it's got colouring in it, but we won't go into those things. I think they've all got colouring in them. It doesn't matter. According to the label, they do all have colouring in them because it's got mid-flab stuff. This is at £65, so it's the one on the pricier edge of it. No, I won't do that. And that's the bottle. So in the mind, obviously, when they announced this range and they said Lagavulin 9-year-old, everyone thought, ooh, like Lagavulin 8-year-old, but 9. Which is an assumption. Not right, but I mean, you know, proof of the pudding is in the sipping. It's definitely lager. It's got that smoke. It's but you know what? It's closer to the 16-year-old. And for those who don't know the difference between the 8, the 9, and the 16-year-old, let's go very straightforward. This smoke. It's a medicinal kind of hospital waiting room type smoke. The cat's looking at something. I hate it when they do that. If you heard him, he just kind of looked in the corner of the room and went meow. It's like, I can't see what you're looking at. Is the house haunted? Anyway, Bastard, stop it. Language. The smoke, it's medicinal, it's bandagey, it's kind of that kind of a little bit of TCP, you know, it's hospital waiting rooms kind of medicinal smoke with a hint of barbecue. Definitely got the old barbecue spare ribs kind of meatiness going on behind it. There's a fair bit of that honey richness behind it as well, which is a 16-year-old. If you ever get to try them, the 16-year-old is like the rich version of Lagavulin. It's got smoke, it's got oomph, but it's got a lot of richness behind it. It's a glorious whiskey, absolutely glorious. 43%. Could do with a few more percentages, you know, all that. I would love to see a cask strength version of it, affordable cask strength version of it. Which you ain't gonna get, but it's very nice. Sorry, cat's doing weird things. Whereas the 8-year-old was like a kick in the butt as far as the peat was concerned. It was very, very intensely peated, the 8-year-old. An amazingly different whiskey to the 16. Half the age, double the kick. You know, it was really, really wonderful, wonderful stuff. This is somewhere in between, closer to the 16, which is surprising considering it's 9. But it's got more of that kind of richness to it, more of that age and therefore mellowed nature to it. On the nose, anyway. So yeah, on the palate. It's bloody punchy. So it's like the cat is doing some odd stuff. Sorry, it's making me laugh. It's really punchy. It's not got the mellowness of the 16-year-old on the palate, whereas it's closer on the nose to the 16, and on the palate it's closer to the 8. It's got a great peaty punch to it. But it's got a lot of honey and melon. This is bloody good stuff. This is bloody good stuff. Sorry. Right, try to deconstruct. Right. Keep it easy. Well, it is easy actually. It's bloody good stuff. Buy it. It's all right. You know? What can you do? This is very, very nice. You like peated drams, you like Lagavulin, buy it. Get an extra one if you're getting the set. You know, if you're a collector and getting the set, get the extra one. Yeah, and maybe 65 quid, which is a lot of money when you compare it to the 16-year-old, which is kind of around the 50 quid mark. But you know, as I said in the first few videos, allow for the licensing fees of the fact it's Game of Thrones, and it doesn't matter because actually 65, you know what, that's not bad. Keep an eye on Amazon as well, because chances are they'll discount stuff at some point, because they always do. They're nasty for that. Nasty, good but nasty. So, ignore the cat. Starts off with that sweet honey richness. There's a massive then blast of peat, and it is like a punch of peat smoke in the face. It's like a mouthful of menthol cigarette smoke, if you've ever done that kind of thing. It's glorious, in fact, it really is. It's warming, it's yummy, it's cracking, man. This is good, really good. Okay, I'm not gonna harp on about it because I'm enjoying it, so I'm gonna drink it. So that's that. They're done. The Game of Thrones set, which, in conclusion, on the one hand, should I do a conclusion video? I'll do a conclusion video. Right, I'll just do a short conclusion video. They're never short. I'll just try to do a short conclusion video. Hopefully the cat will stop looking at me and chasing phantoms and all that kind of crazy stuff that he's doing. Anyway, that'll do for now. Dalwhinnie, it's all right. Lagavulin, totally. Right, that'll do. Catch you in a bit. Cheers. I'm not trying to shoot you, I'm trying to push the button. Bye.